Well, you've got a lot of interesting messages here too, Sagittarians. They've been a really thoughtful, contemplative bunch of cards, and I think the layout we've done for the month has been really extensive and allowed for a lot of different messages to come through. So we are reading through the columns here. We'll start with this one, the Four of Swords, and then the Blossoming Abundance and the Let Go. So that Four of Swords and the Let Go actually go really well together. The Four of Swords often talks about a need to rest, recuperate, relax, enjoy something. It can insinuate that you have had a lot of things on your mind and you've been trying to work through them one way or another, like put them into priorities, stack them up and order them in and out. So a lot of mind activity, and sometimes this can even relate to ending up with things like headaches or eye strain or neck aches, things along those lines. So the card also symbolises the need to take a break or a recuperation or go somewhere quiet and have a retreat. And I think this Let Go card is the perfect idea of a retreat. This fairy is sitting in a beautiful bush with nature, a bird sitting there, and actually outside my window at the moment is a bird pipping away, probably one of the cats. But anyhow, it's about finding yourself at peace and harmony and experiencing time in particular in a reclusive way in an area of nature or at like a resort or a retreat. Now, sometimes this can also involve going with someone in an intimate manner. So it can be the blossoming of new relationships. And they can be intimate relationships as well. So they can be an indication of sexual activity and also fertility. So that Four of Swords can be a card of fertility, and so can this one down here, obviously with the pregnancy message. So some of you might be thinking of conception or conceiving a pregnancy, but also conception of a new idea or direction in your life as well. Now, the Blossoming Abundance, well, it's the card of manifestation, and of course everyone would love to receive that in a reading, and you have had that luck. So it talks about things in your life starting to bloom and flourish and grow. These could be conceptual ideas that you have had, or even creative ideas from your passionate side of your life, and they're coming now into the flow of abundance and creativity and harmony. There can also be things such as new propositions coming to you from other people. So the getting together of a cooperation of sorts, if you like, and this can lead to things like job promotion or enhancement or offers or going in a new direction completely. It really is the card that is insinuating that things are just starting to take this turn, because it says blossoming abundance. So whatever it is you're doing at any level personally for you, it feels as though this is a beginning of a creative realm of more abundance or manifestation coming. And the let go message is, as you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. So again, taking this respite, this breakaway, this calming down of your, fiery energies, which Sagittarians are well known to have, sort of high-spirited, high-fired energy, a little bit like the Aries and Leo. We often don't stop for very long at all. But when you do let go, and when you do calm down and relax, you can often find so much more comes into your mind and so much more available insight and awareness and understanding. So we move to the next row and we see the High Priestess and then the Temple Path and then the Vegetarian. Now, in real terms, those three go very well together. The High Priestess is sitting with her feet on this crescent or new moon, indicating that the moon may have had a predominance of energetic activation around this time for you, and this could be in the realm of finding esoteric information or connecting to spiritual ethers, or extending your knowledge that you currently have of esoteric understandings, philosophical beliefs, or even religious perspectives. She holds the Torah on her lap, and she is known for a very intricate amount of wisdom in her life. So she can also be a person that offers the availability to be a mentor or be a reciprocal person to listen to or talk to, remedial, to help sort out problems. She also, again, is a sign of fertility. She often can herald conception. So you've got so many messages in here about fertile cups or chalices or receptive ideas or creative ideas or passions or something happening. She can also insinuate a new relationship, not dissimilar to the Four of Swords, about passion, physical chemistry, actual intimacy between two people, and again the conception of something, and can be this pregnancy. The temple path beneath her is very much about the spiritual journey that your soul is on, and that you are coming towards this heightened awareness of the journey that you are traversing in life, and you are meeting gate points along the way. And as you do, you become more and more exalted at a personal level, and you feel more euphoria and bliss and connection and understanding. It's some of the most powerful things we can ever experience in our life is this amazing journey of our soul's evolution, and of the understanding how, as a human being here on earth, that is just a tiny portion of the journey that we make. It's just for a fragment of a moment of time. And that as we begin to assimilate all these pieces of information together, we start to, piece by piece, like a puzzle, understand what our journey is, where we're headed, where we're going, and where we have been as well. And we come across the temple path, and we are enlightened, and we feel the euphoria of being in a place like that absolute beauty and peacefulness and calm and insight and wisdom. So they all speak together of this could be a time of great event for you at a very personal level. And of course, the bottom card, the Vegetarian, says a new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, clarity, and strong manifestation abilities. And you had here blossoming abundance. This is a very powerful reading for you guys, for Sagittarius. It's got a lot of in-depth messages that are being forwarded as the cards come down the rows, if you like. We all know that eating healthily and organic food and vegetarian actually offers us much higher vibrational frequency than if we eat a lot of meat-based diets or processed foods. Organic and grains and nuts in particular harbour a greater frequency vibrational resonance, and that's what we need to obtain in our bodies to take us to the temple path and to the esoteric wisdom of the High Priestess. So in fact, those three align very, very nicely. I think for a lot of you this could be very personal messages, and if you wish to, you can meditate upon any card that you see here in the reading, or any row or column, and just really feel into them and find out what other hidden messages are there for you individually. But if we move to the third row, we see the Four of Cups, and then Patience, and then Ask for what you want. A little bit of a double message to me in here. But the Four of Cups is often about a bit of ambivalence and sort of going, oh, ho-hum, I could have more, or I'm not that happy with everything I've got, or, oh, well, I'm seeing something that appears to be a little bit more intriguing or fun than what I've got. The card is so much a message about suggesting to you that you need to look at what you do have and not disregard it, and know that the grass is not always greener on the other side. Normally when we look at something from a distance, or we look at it in perspective of judging something that we currently have, we're seeing it through one perspective only, and that's usually through rose-coloured glasses. So we don't see the full picture of what that might be. So it's quite often an offer coming to you. It's quite often an offer of some sort of relationship or love type energy, and you're sort of going, yeah, okay, actually, I might think about it. But you're forgetting all of this of what you already have down here, and you're possibly going to make a move at this point in time where you haven't made all of the considerations that perhaps you should, and hence you have underneath here the Patience card. So the cosmos is telling you at the moment you need to sit back and make a few slower adjustments. And we've seen that message up here with the Four of Swords. You have had the let go as well down here, which I think is let go of the need to control. But the Patience card just says timing is working itself out cosmically, and you're not necessarily the director of the time clock of the universe. And if you're prepared to wait, or you're prepared to just sit back a little bit more and perhaps view things from a different angle, you might be very surprised at what comes your way, because it then says to you, ask for what you do want. Let the universe and other people know what you need. So when we ask, we have a much higher propensity for manifesting what it is we really want. And you've got the Blossoming Abundance card on the far left-hand side. So I think from your perspective, they're telling you there's things that could come in for you, but don't take something that's not really what you don't want. You need to be more specific, and you need to put your hand up and ask. And so when we ask, we must be sure to fulfill that with a little bit of gratefulness and thankfulness, like the other side of it as well. And that is the art of the secret of the power of manifestation, of positive affirmations. This is how everything actually cyclically works in life. We come to this card here, and it is the Eight of Cups. And again, we see this moon issue over here. I see the High Priestess has another ecliptical moon on the top of her head, which means that the eclipses were definitely affecting a lot of your thoughts, thinkings, directions and ideas as January traversed its path as well. So the Eight of Cups can mean that you are turning your back on something and you are ready to walk away. And sometimes this can be walking away from something that wasn't balanced. And often again, we are talking about relationships. So there's something on your mind about relationships in your life. Some of you seem to be moving into a period where you meet new people, where there's possibly new intimacy coming, where there may be new love or romantic partners, new conception of ideas, philosophies, religious perspectives, esoteric. You know, it feels as though a whole lot of your life you're turning your back on, and you seem to be moving away from it. But at the same time, there's sadness and the anticipation of knowing that this is a big journey that you're headed on. We see this person at the base of what appear to be mountains, and he's walking in the direction of having to climb these mountains. So it's going to be a big journey, and it could be arduous and it could be long, and it could herald things that encompass relationships for you at many levels, personal deep relationships, or even more open relationships with friends or co-workers or community, you know, that whole feeling of community as well. The number 8 might be significant for you one way or another. And we come down here and we have the Envy card. This card, Envy, has turned up with the Four of Swords in a lot of different readings together. It's really quite interesting. So I do suggest you all check your rising and moon signs as well, because you might find some really significant messages within them. The Envy card is a strange one. When we have envy, we prevent the cyclical wheels of manifestation operating in our life. Envy is the one thing that stops us from receiving. So if we ever have envy of any sort, immediately the walls go up and our receptors for manifestation are closed off. That is how the principles of The Secret and such like work. Envy is, you looking out at someone else and going, oh, I wish I had what they had, whether it was a car or more money or a better job or better health or a better love life or whatever. The minute you say, oh, I wish I had that, boom, you've just stopped it from coming in. So envy of the one synergies that we must remove from our life, it is envy. That's the one that has to go, because when it's here, you stop the flow of natural prosperity and abundance and manifestation. Now, I'm not sure why the card is actually turned up there. Could it be something about this, you're turning and walking away from something here because you've felt envy about someone else's lifestyle or life path or life choice or something? I haven't fitted I haven't managed to fit the envy message in yet, but it's there, so we're talking about it. And then the thing down the last card at the bottom is the pregnancy, and it says the birth of a child brings great blessings to you and the world. So some of you may be about to become parents yourself, or grandparents. You may be about to become brothers or sisters or aunties or uncles. And this could be a very special relationship. And it may not be a physical birth. It could be the blending together of two families, that harmony and merging of families that way as well. It can also be a slightly broader perspective, as in a new birth of a concept or idea or proposition or relationship. So there we are, Sagittarians. You have quite a profound reading for this February message. And as I said, there was a very profound set of energies that traversed the cosmos and our intergalactical planets in January, especially with the essence of the moon. And the moon does shape so much of our emotional states, and it takes us to places where sometimes we haven't been before, and especially the way the planets are aligned in the last, perhaps 4 or 5 years. We're now experiencing cycles of evolution that we haven't seen for greater than 2,000 years or more. So as humanity, it's a very new period that we're traversing, and new energies and emotions that are coming with it. And we see that quite easily in the changes of political realm around the world, and the way that the people power is taking hold, and the old system of patriarchy is being knocked over, and we're moving back into the female energies and more of the matriarchal society, and the more of the caring energy from the power of the people. We're seeing things like the sexual abuse through the big corporate worlds, and the television industry or the movie industry all being blown apart. And these are the type of changes that are taking place, not just at that overall humanity level, but at the deep personal level between individuals as well.